Number 7, rationalize the denominator. Okay, we want to make sure that there are no radicals down here. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to multiply both the top and the bottom of this fraction by the same thing. It has to be the same on the top and the bottom because we want to multiply by a value of 1 so as to preserve the value of this fraction. We cannot just multiply by the square root of 7. That wouldn't get rid of the radical. It would just move it over to the 4. In order to rationalize this denominator, we have to multiply it by the conjugate. So if this is the square root of 7 minus 4, we're going to multiply by the square root of 7 plus 4. And we have to do that on the top and on the bottom. Okay, this is going to be some hippity-hoppity distributive property. But first, I'm going to go ahead and simplify the top here before I do that. The square root of 7 times the square root of 11 is equal to the square root of 77 because you're just going to multiply the radicands together. All right, so let's see what this would be. On the top, when we do the square root of 77 times the square root of 7, I don't know what 77 times 7 is. I'm sure I could figure it out pretty easy, but I know that I'm going to simplify this anyway. If I have some number here, I know that the factors are going to be 77 and 7, and I know that 77 is 11 times 7, and I got a pair of 7s right here. So I'm going to move the 7 to the outside and leave the 11 on the inside. So the square root of 77 times the square root of 7 is 7 square roots of 11. I hope that wasn't too confusing, okay? And then, so that was our hippity. I'll draw a little line right there. That was our hippity. And now our hoppity is the square root of 77 times 4, which this one is not really going to simplify. It's just going to be plus 4 times the square root of 77, because the square root of 77 doesn't simplify. On the bottom, on the other hand, we're going to do hippity-hoppity here. The square root of 7 times the square root of 7 is the square root of 49, or just 7. When you multiply the same radical, it just equals the radicand, right? The square root of 7 times 4, actually, I'll go ahead and draw my hippities. That was the first one. The square root of 7 times 4 is going to be positive 4 square root 7. Then I'm going to move over to this number. Negative 4 times the square root of 7 is negative 4 square roots of 7. And then when I do negative 4 times positive 4, which is right here, I'm going to get negative 16. Okay? And I decided that I was going to go ahead and make these green because, as you can see, positive square root 7 and negative 4 square root 7 are going to cancel each other out. So then I'm just going to subtract the bottom, 7 minus 16, and I have my answer. On the top, I've got 7 square root 11 plus 4 square root 77. They can only combine if the radicals are the same. They're not, so they can't. 7 minus 16 is negative 9. So this is the answer.